We are back here on Girl Talk, and we are on a field trip today. We are here at Women's Financial Network. Thank you so much for joining us. Elizabeth Loda, I'm so thrilled to see you. I've known her for many years. It's a treat to be here. Gigi Maxfield, thank you for joining us. Excited to see you too. And you know, we were talking a little bit about how we were going to set up the segment. And I think what's interesting for me is what I view as being able to talk to you as women in finances is the ability to talk in a safe environment and to have some of my questions answered and demystify the whole process of money, if you will. Talk to us a little bit, if you will. First, I'm going to ask you, Elizabeth, how you got started in this. And then I really want to take it further and see where you're going and what direction you're heading.
I began my financial career 32 years ago after I finished my MBA in finance, and at that time financial planning was a brand new profession. Mm-hmm. So when I completed my certified financial planner designation, there weren't very many of us out there, and even fewer women. Even now in the financial services industry, I believe there's only maybe 1 of 7 financial planners are women.
Why is that? Why is that, Gigi?
It's a very difficult field to enter if you don't have a mentor.
Oh.
It's important to have, I mean, it's been a male-dominated industry for years, and it's difficult if women who are in these positions to bring younger women into the environment. If you don't have a mentor, it's a struggle.
What sets you all apart? I'm really curious about when I come in, what can I expect?
Well, we've worked very hard at Women's Financial Network to create an environment that is comfortable for women to sit down, discuss their concerns, their financial issues, their financial situation, and oftentimes when there are men in rooms, it can be a little daunting because women aren't always thought of as having business acumen.
Right.
So it's you're afraid to ask a question, or it's silly, and the attention just isn't given that should be given to women. Women don't need pink bows and everything pink. They just need to have a conversation where we can begin a relationship.
Well, and I think, go ahead, what were you?
In general, women like to understand what they're investing in and understand their finances, and I think lots of times they feel afraid to ask the questions and they don't understand. So we tell them right off the bat that we may explain it in 3 different ways, and by the time we're finished explaining, you will understand it.
I may have to say it and show it and draw it, but you'll get
That's
it.
right.
But when you leave, you have an understanding, and your question has been answered.
See, I'm already excited about doing series with you and a lot of these kinds, well, because I think we can't be alone in feeling that.
No.
I mean, I feel like it is daunting and intimidating. And oftentimes I think coming to someone and talking with you, not even knowing where to begin. I mean, is that, you know, how do you set the stage for me to even understand?
Well, we ask people to bring in their statements and their papers and make a list of their questions. And that's where we start. We start with their concerns, not with what we want to do necessarily. We let them lead with their questions, and then from there, once they understand their own situation, their starting point, then we can continue on.
At different stages of our lives, do we require different things? In other words, I'm 65, I'll be 66. Is what I'm looking for in a financial planner very different than my daughter at 30?
Oh, absolutely, because the younger you are and the earlier you begin investing, the better you're going to be at 65 or at 70.
Okay.
And you can invest differently. As a younger person, you can take greater risk than you can as an older person. So that's something that you really need to, it's the earlier you can begin learning about your finances and understanding how they work and how they'll take you into your future, the better you're going to be.
Not only, so you would help me with my investments, meaning stocks, bonds, things like that, but also how to guide my investments?
Oh yes, absolutely. But also in addition to the investments and the financial planning, it's also about sitting down, having conversations, and sharing. Because I think once you can share, you begin to understand, a woman can understand, okay, I've got someone who's listening to me.
Okay.
Now I can take it to the next level. And then we build a trust bond. And the relationship is really, I think, what we base Women's Financial Network on. Our clients trust us.
Okay.
And they trust us to do our best for them. So we do work with your finances, but we have to get a really good understanding of where you're coming from, what your money values are, what your relationships with money are.
Relationships with money, money values.
Sometimes it has to do with their life planning too.
Yeah.
They come to a point where they have to make a decision, and only part of it is financial. So it gives them a place to come where they can express what their dilemmas are and get an outside opinion. If they don't have someone to bounce their ideas off, then they can come here and do that with us.
So what I hear you say is not only is this about the dollar, okay, and the investment, but it's really also a lot about coaching, and it's about kind of advice and counseling in an area that you're really clear about.
Yeah.
In a comfortable environment.
Exactly.
And we do
That's
what
key.
we can to make our office comfortable for women.
Oh, the office is amazing. I think that Jeremy's going to take some pictures of it because it feels very home-like, very sophisticated. It's amazing. I want to thank you for joining us today. I've been excited to meet you, and of course, old friends, gold friends, exactly. It's great to see you again, too. We want to thank all of you for joining us here this week on Girl Talk. Have a wonderful one.